What's going on, motherfuckers? What's going on, slime balls? I have a bit of a work story today. Let me just adjust the head mount so that it's perfectly set up here. Angle a little bit down. So my head is so fucking tall into the ceiling that, like, I have to angle the mic. It's basically like, not the mic, the camera. Like, the camera should be straight, right? But because my head is so high up, I have to angle the camera all the way basically down towards my cock and balls, just so you can see the stick shift work that I go through. I'm like fucking Albert Einstein on the stick, so I want you guys to see that. But all we have today is, I just have a few, this is going to be one of those rambling videos. I do have one kind of topic that I want to talk about, but before I get into the topic that I'm going to talk about, I have a few developments that have happened in my life lately. So recently I found out that I have the elbows of some sort of prehistoric primal ape creature. I have really bony elbows and knees, and that's been known from basically my entire life. I do have some big fucking knees. Don't get me wrong, my legs swoop down from the quads into my knee, then out for the diamond calves that I have. My calves look like two fucking shovels. So don't get me wrong, I have crazy aesthetic knees when it comes to my leg proportions. They're just bony as hell. I have some bony ass knees. I got a quad teardrop that feeds into the bony knee. The bony knee collects the quads and then extends out into a diamond calf. My calves look like fucking shovels. It looks like a fucking cemetery tool closet, bro. It looks like a farmer's tool shed. And once you get from my knee down, people think that there's a fucking farm being run wherever I'm at, because I got fucking farm tools hanging off my knees. But that's besides the point. Really what I wanted to brush up on is my cousin has been posting like edits of him on his bike because he just bought an R6. I made a video about it a while back, but he's been posting on TikTok like little R6 edits and shit like that. And when I was in New York, I was helping him with some videography because I'm a YouTuber now. So I like to be, I be filming shit. You know what I'm saying? I be filming shit like a motherfucker. Fuck is you talking about? But I be filming. I film. I don't be filming. I film shit sometimes on the Dizzaily. But where were we going? I saw one of his, he posted like some sort of bike thirst trap, which, you know, fuck it, to each their own. He could post whatever the fuck he wants. But I was in the background of that video, and I'll put the picture here. Look at how I'm taking this corner, like a fucking race car. I'll put the picture here. Basically, my elbow is like a superhuman. It's like I was putting that shit that they put Captain America in the first Captain America, the first Avenger movie. It's like I'm in the hyperbolic time chamber, but they just stuck my elbows in there. This picture of my elbow is not edited. It's not photoshopped. It's how there's no fisheye lens. It's how my elbow looks every single day. And I had no idea, because I don't like be fucking looking at myself like that, especially my elbows. I had no idea that it looks like a fucking, you know how in the cartoons when they get hit in the head and then a big fucking little fucking thing comes up off the top of their head? That's what my elbows look like. And nobody's ever told me that shit. So if you're watching this and you've seen my elbows before, you're fake as fuck for not telling me that my elbows look like that. I got a penis reduction before because my cock is so fucking huge. I know that's a little bit vulgar, but I'm just letting you guys know how my life's been going. Now I'm gonna have to call the same guy to get an elbow reduction because my elbows are fucking huge. And the thing about it is, I do have an elbow story of something that happened to me involving my elbows. I played a semester of college football, and they have this drill that you do as for like a warm-up. For my position, I was a wide receiver. They used to call me magnet hands. That's just a little impromptu fact that you guys should know. So magnet hands, they have this little drill that they do in football where all the receivers line up on either side for about 10 yards. That's a fucking sick ass, oh my God. You saw that fucking Challenger? Guys, man, if I didn't get that penis reduction, I would have got a Challenger. Those things are so badass, and in black especially. Whew, fuck, man. Makes me want that car, but now I'm in this little fucking hypercar. But basically, you have your receivers that line up 10 yards on either side, and you run through with the ball in your arm, like cradling it, like this, cradling that shit. And they punch at the ball, so it's like a fumble drill. So you got to like hold on to the ball and make sure you don't fumble it, if that makes any sense. And you run through the 10 yards of the people. And also the quarterbacks are in that too, because the quarterbacks and receivers kind of, they warm up together because the quarterbacks are throwing to the receivers. So I'm running through this fucking drill that we got going on, and I never fumble the ball because, like I said, magnet hands, and I got the grip strength of a fucking silverback gorilla. So I'm running through there, and my elbow grazes the backup quarterback's arm, and it put him out for 2 fucking games. And I'm not joking, guys. I promise this is true. This is nothing. I know I like to fucking fabricate shit, but I hit the backup quarterback with my elbow. I grazed his arm, guys. And it literally put him out for 2 weeks, dude. Like, he was hurting. He had to leave the practice and get fucking patched up. He had a big welt on his fucking arm. And you guys should know I'm not lying because you've seen the picture of what my elbow actually looks like. That thing can cause fucking chaos. It's insane how big my elbows are and how long and protruding they are. I gotta get, like, some sort of operation has to happen because it's a little bit uncanny. And I've noticed, like, with my girlfriend, she always says I have pointy-ass sharp elbows that be hitting her when we're doing miscellaneous tasks and shit. And now I finally get what she's saying. Like, I feel like I have to be put in a straitjacket so my elbows, like, to protect the people. Like, I gotta sacrifice myself for the people so that no one gets hurt with my elbows. Like, I'm not trying to hurt people with these things. It's like my superpower. It's like I'm elbow man. And my superpower is just to be elbowing motherfuckers in the head. Like, I probably have a more powerful elbow than John Jones. If I was in the UFC, I'd be literally caving motherfuckers' faces in with my elbows. It's insane. But I guess that's enough on elbow talk. I wanted to also talk to you guys about how I got bent over. Like, I basically got sexually assaulted by my job the other day. It was ridiculous. It felt like I was being brutalized. It felt like I was being crucified, bro. It was ridiculous. I walk in there, it's Saturday, I'm opening. So the opening shift, I work at a fine dining restaurant. You guys know I sell tomahawks to fucking everybody. I make people broke with how much tomahawks I sell. So I get in there and I'm opening. So the opening shift is nice. I fuck with the opening shift because you get out of there early. You're in and out, you get a few tables, you make $100,000 and then you leave. That's kind of how my life has been going. I go into work, make a couple $100,000, even a couple million on some days. So you get out of work at like 8 o'clock and then you have time to do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of the day. Whether that be eat and get anabolic as fuck like me, jerk off like me, and other shit that you do. So watch movies and make movie reviews like me. So you could do that shit when you get out of work at 8 o'clock. But this particular day, I get absolutely fucking slammed with tables. It was ridiculous. So I was the opener. So I come in at 3:30. Restaurant opens at 4. I'm just going to give you the lowdown of what happened to me, okay? And this is going to be pretty uninterrupted. So I get in there at 3. I set up. I open. I brew the fucking coffee. I make sure the soda machines are operational. I brew the tea. I make some napkin folds. I suit up. I put my apron on. I put my tie on like an absolute fucking gentleman. And then I'm ready to get blamming. I'm ready to make some fucking breach. So I'm out there. I get my first table right at 4 when we open. I get my first table. Sometimes you have to wait like a half an hour or even more than that just for the first table to come in because people don't eat dinner at fucking 4 and then at night. You know what I'm saying? Look what that fucking head mount was doing to my forehead. It looks like I got a mouth on my forehead. So we're taking an intermission from that. This video should wrap up pretty shortly. So I take that first table's orders, these 2 old broads. I'm very, very popular with the old ladies at my restaurant. They love to see my dimples. And if I have to fuck an old lady to make a big tip, I'll do it, all right? I'm not against that. Immediately after taking their order, I get another table. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm about to make some breach, table after table. I can handle a bunch of tables at a time, right? Wrong. After I get the second table, I immediately get a third table. So I take the second table that I got, I give them bread and water, then I greet my third table that I got within the span of 5 fucking minutes. I had no time to breathe. So in fine dining, you really have to there's steps to the service, man. And you gotta be tip top on the service or motherfuckers will complain and write shit online about you. And they'll mention your name, they'll talk shit about your appearance and shit. They're ruthless online with these fucking Yelp reviews, or we do an open table review. So if your service isn't spot on with every table, some old motherfucker is going to end up writing a fucking bad review on you, and then it's got to go through management, and you got to explain what happened. But that's besides the point. I'm just laying down the law. There's a lot of steps to service. So then, after I get my third table, I take both tables, like, main orders. I take their apps and shit and drinks. Boom, 2 more tables. So now we're sitting at 5 tables. Now, 5 tables for fine dining is like the maximum that should be allowed for someone to take, because otherwise the service, it's going to be like they're at fucking McDonald's with how bad the service is. And that's kind of what happened. So I got my 5 tables, and that's the brink. But my dumb fuck manager, Keith, I'm not going to say I almost just name dropped his last fucking name. My dumb fuck manager, Keith, from the fucking South. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he's a bitch-ass motherfucker, man. I wish I would see him at work, bro. Outside of work, I would pulverize his bitch ass. 5 tables is the max. That's really the most I could handle. But what do you know? I get another table. So that's 6 tables. And at this point, I'm shitting my pants because I'm going back and forth across the restaurant like a lunatic. So my dumb fuck manager didn't schedule anyone for 2 hours after I got there. So that means I have to take every single table no matter what. So if I end up with 20 tables, sucks for me. I'm going to have to take 20 tables. And the thing about it is if you give bad service at a fine dining restaurant, the tips suffer. So it's not even like I'm making like hella breach. Like I make money regardless. Fuck what you're talking about. But it's not like I'm not making more money with these more tables because the service they're getting is dog shit, so they're tipping bad. So it's not even like a lose-win. It's a complete lose-lose. So I end up cultivating these 6 tables, giving shit service for the most part. And then the second person that comes in, this girl Jess comes in, and she saves the day. She takes like 4. If Jess didn't get there, I would have had to take 4 more tables. So she takes these 4 tables, then she gets a 5th table, and she's stressed because you know how it gets with I'm not gonna say it, but fucking women. So she hands me one of her tables because she's got 4 tables and she's slammed. But I got tables falling out of my ass on my side of the restaurant. So I don't want to say no to this girl. I'm not gonna make her take the table because I'm a fucking man and I got to do my duty as a man and take the fucking table. So I take the table. It's a 1 top. So I go to the 1 top and I go, all right, what was it, greeter, whatever the fuck, you know, she was this dumb fuck lady, and she's like, I gotta put my whole order in fast, I gotta get in and out of here. So I'm like, say less, this is gonna be an easy table. So I take her order, she gets a Benton Lane, a 6-ounce pour Benton Lane, and I remember this shit because I got the memory of a fucking elephant. So she gets a 6-ounce Benton Lane Pinot Noir, she gets a Caesar salad, and then she gets the 11-ounce filet cooked medium and mashed potatoes. So I put it all in, and guess if I ever went back to that table the entire time until she finished her meal? Nope, I did not. And what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to visit that table like 100 times. You're supposed to make sure everything's good. As soon as shit gets dropped off, you check if it tastes good. I didn't do that shit once. So she ends up complaining to my manager, Keith Bull from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Absolute fucking bonehead. And he comes to me and is like, what happened with table 13? Because he likes to play dumb. He was talking to me like he didn't just fuck me right in the bum. Okay, and I know that's getting vulgar, but he's talking to me like it's my fault that I'm getting slammed with 20 tables. He's like, what the fuck happened with table 13? Why is she complaining to me that you never showed up? She said she doesn't even have a server. And I'm like, Keith, are you fucking shitting me? I didn't complain once to you. I'm getting absolutely brutalized on the floor right now. And God forbid, you know, I'm trying to give good service to everybody. I forgot about my table because at this point I have 8. Realistically, I had 8 tables. So I'm like, fuck, Keith, what do you want me to do? And then Keith comps her whole bill. She's fucking pissed at me. I give her the bill and I say, you know, I'm sorry, have a good day. In my head, I want to just take her and throw her to the fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pissed at this broad for even complaining, bro. And the thing is, these tables don't know what I'm going through. But what I'm actually fucking doing when I have these 8 tables is I'm trudging through the depths of hell to try to give these motherfuckers good service. How selfless am I when I'm in my weakest, most vulnerable state in this restaurant, getting fucking bent over by Keith and having 8 tables just forcibly rammed into me? I don't complain once. I'm doing my best to give these guys good service, and they're tipping shit, and I'm expecting the tips to be shit. And that's really the whole story. It was the worst I've ever had it at a restaurant. It was brutal. It was ruthless. It was carnage for me. And then, you know, I went home and I fucking watched The Union on Netflix, that new Mark Wahlberg movie. And it was even worse than The Shift. I would rather do the Nightmare Shift again than have to watch The Union with Mark Wahlberg again. So I think that's the whole story. It really wasn't... I don't know if this clip will make it, but my elbow clip is damn sure making it into a video because my elbows are fucking, it's like Fist of Fury, but elbows of fury. That's what I got some absolute clangers, dude. It's ridiculous. I think this one's more pronounced. Look at the bows. You see this shit? Like, that's, oh my God. Big ass elbows. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. Chill out, motherfuckers.